So we're here.
24 episodes later.
Wow. This is the end.
This is emotional for us for a few reasons. One, because Meg and I started our channel and started this journey on YouTube and doing all of this with Andor, and now the show is over, not just like the season is over. But also, too, because this is a fantastic show. Cassian is a great character, and he dies. So there's never going to be more stories about him, which just breaks my heart. This might be a little bit more emotional, especially from me. I am more emotional than Megan on any given day usually. So might shed some tears. I've got some tissues ready, but hey, Tony Gilroy, expect a call from my fucking lawyers. Oh my god. Man, I don't know that I'm ready for this one, Meg.
I don't know if I am either. Okay. Last rock, paper, scissors of Andor.
My heart, yeah.
Ready? Eyes closed?
Yep.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. If I get this one and I only lost one, I'm going to lose my mind.
I think that's going to be so funny if you only lost episode 11 and that's it.
Eyes closed?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, this is a good kind of thing. Good tiebreaker. Okay, ready?
Hey, Megan, I'm going to throw paper.
Shut up. Stop messing with my head.
I'm going to throw paper. Ready?
No,
Watch this.
now I'm
Watch
messed
this.
up.
Watch this, Meg. I'm going to throw paper. Watch. Ready? Rock.
You
Paper.
sure?
Scissors. Shoot. I told you I was going to throw paper.
I almost did paper just in case I'm like, but what if she throws scissors?
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Rated MA. As always, I'm Allie. This is Meg, and we are here finishing up Andor. Not just this particular season, but the series. This is the finale. This episode is called Jedha, Kyber, Erso, which makes me very excited. Meg and I are a little sad that this is going to be our last episode here with Andor. I would say I'm excited to get into it, but I'm not. Like, I don't want to start it. I don't want it to be over.
Yeah, because once you hit play, I mean, I guess you could pause it, but like, you can never take it back, what you see.
If you are new to our channel, Meg and I tend to take notes while we watch, so we can have a discussion at the end. I have 2 notes already written down, which are 2 things I think potentially could come up this episode. One is the name Lyanna Halleck, which is the code name that Jyn Erso uses when she is a prisoner when Melshi and K2 go to rescue her in Rogue One, and then the Rings of Kafrene, which is Cassian's mission. I have an inkling that 1 or 2 or both of those might come up in this episode here, so we'll see how that goes. But
You ready?
no, but I guess this is I really don't want to start this episode. I really love this show, and I really don't want to say goodbye to Cassian because he's one of my favorite Star Wars characters. But
It's the end of his story. We know the rest.
without any further ado, let's get into the finale.
Interesting shot to cut off like the headspace.
What a bitter ending.
Nothing's ending. You're keeping Luthen alive. You can rest there.
As a prisoner.
As a hero. You need to see the place you helped build. I'm not leaving you here.
This is really interesting.
It's not us, so it's a link transmit from the ship, so it's a bit confusing.
Must be someone there.
Oh.
Yes, K2!
He left no crumbs.
He is gonna make a mockery of these fucking troopers and fucking Sergeant Hart or whatever his name is here, whatever it is.
Watch them walk out. They had no idea any of them were there.
Oh, it would be cool if it was reminiscent of Luke, Leia, and Han on the ship trying to escape when they go down the garbage chute. Are they dead ass gonna just walk out into the hallway and be like, "Ooh"?
2 with me, 1 flank. You can tuck in, sir. Got this from here.
This is where he's gonna get notified. Maybe if the comms are back on. They might not be.
Stop right there!
Melshi?
They're not looking for Melshi though.
Slowly
Nope.
raise your hands. No sudden movements. Hold your fire.
Cassie, Melshi was like, fuck that. Melshi is so funny.
Is there another way out?
Not that we have time for.
We can still close the door. We'll be trapped as opposed to what?
I love the K2 droids.
Ooh.
Oh no, but Clay is unconscious.
Good thing they have plot armor, so they'll have horrible aim.
Kill, hurt, kill, hurt, kill, hurt.
Come on, come on, come on.
I'm not telling you again.
His neck is broken.
On me.
That was awesome.
Cass! Where are you? Back here!
Yay!
I've cleared a path.
My favorite droid.
Tac 5, Tac 5.
Hey, Melshi was kind of the goat there. He kept them alive. For my man Melshi.
They're just walking out like nothing happened.
Oh, Melshi's carrying Clea.
Oh.
Why is K2 not carrying her? He's a fucking droid.
Oh.
Went right over him.
Yeah, they did.
I assume any doubts about my value have been erased.
You can speed up now.
Why is he kind of hot with a watch on?
Yeah, he is. There's something about a watch.
You're welcome.
There is. A watch.
You're welcome. Slow. It's just like it's slow turn. Oh, K2SO, I love you. Okay, that got resolved a lot quicker than I expected it to.
There's a lot of ground we gotta cover in this episode.
Yep, and I'm terrified. Not this hopeful ass music. Shut up. Stop it. Enough.
Tell me why, whenever I'm being scolded
Mon!
for troubling you, I'm reminded the rebellion is bigger than all of us. Why should I believe anything you say?
We know you're on Jedha, Saw. We know you're picking off Imperial transport.
How many more meddling squealers have you set my way?
I'm trying to help you. Keep hijacking these transports and that will be the least of your problems.
You have no idea where I am.
It's the Empire that's after you, Saw, not us.
If only you could fight, as well as you lie.
Saw Gerrera frustrates me so much.
Yeah, seriously.
We've been probing his team for over a year now. It's an active operation.
Which is how you're sure he's on Jedha.
Sir, Admiral Radish requested you join him.
Admiral Radish, okay. Radish? Radis? Something like that. It's from Rogue One also, I think.
Is this Andor?
I believe so.
With a stolen ship? On an unsupervised mission?
You could make that case.
Makes the Senate look easy, doesn't it?
Cool. Cool shot.
Gorgeous.
Transmitting. Should have filed a flight plan. Nothing.
Why aren't they answering?
We could be anybody. I suspect we'll be shot down as an enemy probe.
Shut up, Kate.
But disobeying orders is so refreshing.
X-Wings!
Failure to comply with our specific commands will trigger immediate destruction.
I planned to tell him I was kidnapped.
God, I love him.
He's just waving.
Sender.
Who else is with you?
Hello. Just us.
You, droid.
Me?
Power down this ship, walk away, then power down yourself until further notice.
I have important news.
I certainly hope so.
Draven was always kind of a douchebag.
We don't have a quorum.
They'll be back soon enough.
We're not here to vote.
Captain,
Wow, these are all characters from Rogue
Apparently,
One. That's
you've
so
been
cool.
chasing something you feel is worth violating every rule we live by. You went to save Luthen Rail.
Luthen is dead.
Well, let's have it, Captain.
Luthen Rail had a source in the ISB. The source told him he just learned that the Emperor's secret energy project was the cover story for the manufacture of a weapon. Luthen was told that there's a connection between the Gorman destruction, the Kyber mining on Jedha, and an Imperial engineer named Galen Erso.
It sounds like a paranoid fantasy.
Luthen Rail died for this.
And how has that been verified?
Are you serious?
Captain, it's hard not to wonder if your judgment here might be less than objective.
It's everything I know about Luthen that makes me believe this is real.
We're talking about someone who's been a thorn in our side since we began building this alliance.
Did you know him?
Good. Cass, stand up for him.
Yeah.
When I say I know Luthen, I mean I know the good and the bad. I know what was wrong with him, but it's insulting to hear him run down by people who have given a fraction of his sacrifice to this rebellion.
Enough!
Yes.
Let Diego Luna do all the angry monologues he wants.
When's the last time you two spoke?
A year ago,
A year ago.
when he had me rescue Senator Mothma from the Senate.
He stayed on Coruscant too long. The rumors we've been hearing is that the ISB was on to Luthen. His inability to collaborate, the web of doubts that he created, it makes everything unbelievable.
So we do nothing?
We'll follow up tomorrow night with a full session. As of now, Captain Andor, you are forbidden from accessing your ship.
Bail Organa in an antagonist position. Interesting.
Yeah.
Requesting permission to visit the infirmary.
Permission granted.
Thank you, Mon. Jesus.
Your contact with Saw Gerrera.
Tivik.
Tivik! That's the character that he meets that he kills on Kafrene.
Not exactly the hero's welcome I promised, was it? I'm doing what I can. I promise.
You're a good guy, Cassian.
Oh, Vel. I fucking forgot about her. Jesus.
I did too, to be completely honest.
Is she gonna tell him about Luthen?
What's happened?
Yep.
Luthen's dead. When did this happen? Just now. Cassian? He's been grounded. They brought back some curious information. I won't share it, because I'm hoping he'll tell it to you, and you'll tell me what you think. Spy on him. Help me believe him.
I have some bad news.
You gonna find Luthen?
He's dead, Will.
Another message from Kathleen. He won't talk to anybody but Andor.
Kafrene. There it is.
Will you drink to Luthen?
Just this once. Gorn. Nemik. Harriman.
Why?
The Gormans. Ferrets. Your mother. The Darnies.
Aldani.
That made me really sad. They never forgot.
Mon wants to know if your Luthen story is real.
Does it matter what he did to us along the way? Does it matter how we twisted him? None of this exists without him. None of us are here. Claire wouldn't lie about it.
Tell me what she said.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on with her, but I don't have a good feeling about it. I don't think that this is gonna go well. The music is too ominous.
There will be times when the struggle seems impossible.
Nemik!
I know this already. Alone, unsure, dwarfed by the scale of the enemy.
It's Nemik's manifesto!
Remember this. Freedom is a pure idea. It occurs spontaneously and without instruction.
My boy is back.
Random acts of insurrection are occurring
constantly throughout the galaxy. And then remember this. The Imperial need for control is so desperate because it is so unnatural. Tyranny requires constant effort. It breaks. It leaks. Authority is brittle.
They got his manifesto out.
That actually got me tearing up.
Oh, that's actually gonna get me.
Oppression is the mask of fear.
I'm assuming you've heard it before. Who do you think it is?
I'm afraid they're waiting for you, sir.
May I have a moment to collect my thoughts?
They're gonna like execute him. Jesus. It makes me very emotional to know that Cassian and Vel got his manifesto out.
When I tell you I heard his voice and I started tearing up, I was like, no.
He gonna shoot himself?
I wonder if they're gonna give him the option. Oh no. He is gonna.
Yep. Yeah, there it is. Yep. There is not much time left in this episode, and I am already heartbroken.
You should reconnect with Bix.
She's safe, isn't she?
So Val knows where she's at?
That's what I hear.
It's too late for that.
She might disagree.
Once this settles down, maybe. I'll think about it.
That's it. I'm gonna end it all. Alright, I'll see you later.
Don't wait too long.
He never gets to speak to her again.
Leia. It's me. It's Val. Come on. You can't stay out here. Come on.
You always used to say, know your way out before you go in.
That was one of his rules from season 1.
I have friends everywhere. You're here with friends.
Oh.
We've been released.
They threw us out. Tired of listening to him.
None of that is true.
I like how they're all roommates.
Tivik's on Kafrene until tomorrow. He'll only meet with you.
That doesn't sound promising.
Jedha, Kyber crystal, and ISB Marlin. Luthen dying to get us in motion. Now Tivik keeps calling us.
You have news.
You need to hear us out.
No.
No way.
That's
no.
Cassian's sister.
That
No
is.
fucking way.
Who?
Is he dreaming? Is he thinking of her?
Oh, okay. Okay.
The man you do not like is here.
The man you do not like is here. It's Bail Organa. Cassian dreamed of his sister again. Interesting.
General Draven has your orders. Proceed to your contact. Learn what you can. Do it quickly.
Can I ask what changed?
If I die fighting the Empire, I want to go down swinging.
Ugh.
It's about that.
You and Luthen would have gotten along much better than you think.
May the Force be with you, Captain.
Oh, that's gonna make me cry. Oh, okay, that got me. Someone on Twitter was like, I know all those plants are gonna die now that Bix is gone. Eat your fucking words. Look at my man watering his plants. He's in his Rogue One outfit.
We're getting at the end of the episode.
Will survived. Good for you, man. I didn't think you would.
We counted you out like a long time ago.
Oh! Perrin!
What the?
He hooked up with Scalded's wife!
I was not expecting that.
I wasn't expecting to see him. Is she on Narkina 5?
She is. Wow. Now we know what happens to Tetra.
Oh my fucking god, that's so awesome.
Ugh. Man is fine. I have to say it for the last time.
Oh my gosh, saw on Jedha. Is it Krennic on the Death Star? Did I fucking call it?
I think, yes, you did. There it is.
There's a rumor we have a flight plan.
The ring of Kafrin.
Kivik?
That's the music that they played when they escaped Narkina 5.
You got those tissues? B2! He has a good life. B2.
Is that where Bix is? It is where Bix is! I fucking knew it and I didn't say it because I thought, oh.
Oh my god, because she knew Cassian wouldn't go through with it.
Oh, that's so cruel.
Cassian never knows he has a child.
Oh my god.
You're joking. You're joking.
Oh. That was genuinely cruel.
You're telling me Cassian never finds out he has a child? Tony Gilroy.
Oh my god, I am a mess right now. Oh my god. I had a feeling that they were gonna do that, but then I was like, no, there's no way. Like there was no hint about it, but oh. Oh. I mean, Diego Luna said that you'll never watch Rogue One the same way again.
No.
So I knew it, like, something big had to happen, but
Bix knew she was pregnant, and that's why she left. He dies, never knowing he had a child. Bix thinking he might still be alive.
Someone made a comment after Bix left of like, do you think she returned to Yavin and asked for him, asked Draven for him, and Draven had to be like, he's gone? Oh, I was sad, but I wasn't actually crying until that. That got me. Clearly.
My heart breaks for Cassian now, because you know he would have loved that child. Well, we also know B2's having a good life.
Someone actually, I saw someone who commented, they were like, I bet Bix goes back for B2, and I was like, oh, that's actually a great idea. I actually didn't think we were going to see her again, so I'm a little surprised that we did see her, but I understand why now, of course, but...
What's really cool, though, is that Bix and B2 can tell the kid all about their dad. Oh, that?
Yeah.
I may not show it on the outside. I have a very hard time with that when it comes to
not me,
media,
I'm a bitch.
But I am ruined on the inside.
Hey, Tony Gilroy, expect a call from my fucking lawyers. Oh my god.
You know what will cheer you up?
Nothing.
K2 using a body as a shield.
Yeah, but he's gonna die too.
Cleo survived. The rest of this episode is gonna be me consoling Allie.
I mean, I'm sorry, I'm like a mess right now. Oh, that really got me. Oh man.
Talk it through. Talk it through.
I mean, it's heartbreaking. And I mean, she did the right thing. Bix did the right thing by leaving, because we all know how important Cassian is to the Star Wars universe, and the original movies don't happen without Cassian Andor. I feel so much empathy and sympathy for him as a character because I care about him and because I like him so much, but also just because he is someone who has had a very hard life and has lost so much and given so much. And at the end of any regular story, like without the context of Rogue One, you might think, oh my God, Cassian's going to do it. He's going to be the hero. He's going to go home. He's going to get married and he has a child and he's going to have a happy family. But you know that this story doesn't have a happy ending.
No.
And I think that's what's killing me. I don't often like unhappy endings in stories. I genuinely think that if I had known what the ending of Rogue One was going to be, I wouldn't have seen it. And Rogue One came out 10 years ago, back when I was still in my can't show emotions phase. But as an adult who is much more comfortable with her emotions, I clearly don't mind it as much. But if I had walked into the theater of Rogue One knowing that at the end every character that I cared about was going to die, I don't know that I could have sat through the whole movie. And sitting through this show with the foreknowledge of what's going to happen has been hard, but it's made immeasurably more hard with the understanding that there was a happy ending for him out there that he never got to have. That's, I think, what's killing me a little bit. Because if there was anyone who deserved it, I do think it was him.
100%. He really did deserve it. I mean, he started out as the most selfish person and has developed into one of the most kind, loving, caring people. That makes it honestly even worse. I want to talk about notes, but we just have a moment of silence for Cassian.
Yeah. Oh wait, someone said listen, we didn't watch the credits. Fuck. Hold on. Shit, I got so upset.
Okay, bring it back, bring it back.
What is this?
What's going on here?
I don't know. Not John
And you broke Allie. Congratulations.
You guys are fucking crazy.
How you doing now?
I'm still sad. But
you want to talk it through with some nice notes?
The only nice thing that happened in this episode is that Clea survived and Dedra's in fucking Narkina 5, which is amazing, by the way.
That was such a good ending for her. Very much well deserved. Don't feel bad for you, Dedra. You did a lot of messed up things.
I have permanent tear tracks in my makeup from crying that hard. If I can be a little honest and open with everyone, I have a very hard time saying goodbye to anything, just in general. It's a problem that I struggle with in my day-to-day life, is the fear of loss and the idea of loss, of whether it's a person or important person in my life, or something that I have great pride over, or something I take enjoyment from, or characters or books or movies or whatever it may be. I have a hard time saying goodbye, not necessarily letting go, but saying goodbye. And this feels very much like, I'm gonna cry again. This feels very much like having to say goodbye all over again, especially because we know the fate of Melshi, Cassian, not necessarily Mon, Bail Organa, K2. We know the fates of all of them. And it is hard to process that, especially when you're putting it online for other people to view and consume and judge. This was hard to watch, just for me in general, just to say goodbye, but it was a beautiful story. I think the season was a 10 out of 10. I think this was spectacular. Megan and I actually joked before we started watching episode 10 that after the Gorman massacre, we weren't really sure what was going to happen. I had suggested very early on that we might get lead-ins to the Rings of Kafrene and Tivik, who were characters, who is a character that we meet in Rogue One. That's the person Cassian kills him, actually. But apart from that, I had no idea where this story was going to go, which is the fun part about watching something at a live drop and not being spoiled for anything. But at the same time, there's no way to like emotionally prepare yourself for any of that. So I'm a little emotional. I probably will be, continue to be throughout this. I do apologize for that, but I cry because I care. And it's a mark of good storytelling that I care so much about this story and so much about these characters that it invoked a very physical reaction. My nose is running because I'm all stuffy, but it's not often that I watch something that invokes such a physical reaction within me. I was not expecting this show to. I thought I might cry just because I genuinely love Cassian as a character. He is one of my favorite characters in Star Wars, probably apart from maybe Obi-Wan and Luke. It's nice that the show made it so hard to say goodbye because it was so good. Yeah.
So, would you like to talk about some things that happened?
Yeah, let's talk about this episode. That's what we're here for. That's what they're all here for, not to see all this, but
this is gonna be our longest episode to date. So I'm just gonna run through just some notes that I took throughout this episode. I got super into it, so it's not super long. I made a note about how whenever they were discovered by the Empire, that Melshi made that sudden movement and just ran back into the apartment. That was really, really funny. Melshi cracks me up. He's a really funny character. And K2 using the body as a shield.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was
That was
genuinely
hilarious.
that was horror movie level shit.
Yeah. K2, I can see why he's your favorite droid. It's hard for me because like BB-8 and R2 will probably always have my heart, but I do really like K2. He's really, really growing on me. So I also had that Mon Mothma was talking to Saw Gerrera. Saw Gerrera is just a little off his rocker, per usual. And that Cassian tells everyone that Clea's news around the table. And then they described Luthen as a thorn in their sides. And we finally got to see the board's opinion on Luthen. We basically have heard things and like Clea kind of hinted at it, like they're not going to welcome me, all these things. We kind of had an idea, but we really got to hear it. Cassian argued that none of this would exist without him, which is very, very true. If it wasn't for Clea and Luthen, that none of this would exist. But also curse them a little bit because Cassian, well, I don't know. Cassian and Bix may have never gotten back together. I don't think they would have.
I mean, Cassian was so far into the rebellion at this point that I mean, he said something to Vel where Vel was like, I wonder if Vel knew. Oh, that's gonna piss me off.
She knows.
You should get back together with Bix, or you should check in with Bix. I heard she's safe. That's what they tell me. Whatever, blah blah. I mean, Cassian straight up said, he's like, what? I can't even remember what he said now, but he basically was like, that's not my life anymore. Like, maybe I'll consider it when this is all over.
He said he will after it's over, after things calm down. He says he will.
I thought he said he'd consider it, which is very different. That's what I thought I heard. I might be mistaken, but
I could also be mistaken. It could have just been what I wanted in my heart.
Because I do think, I mean, a year had passed. She had been gone for a year. And we talked about it a bit at the end of that episode when Bix left, that like that was a good ending for her, was that she got to retire somewhere, hopefully safe away from the Empire, where she could just be healing herself, doing whatever she needed to do. And what was the name of that planet that she was on?
It's somewhere in my
Mina
notes.
Rao. Never mind. I don't need to check it.
Yes.
It came to me in a vision.
There you go.
Mina Rao. Bix went back to Mina Rao. But yeah, Cassian, I could have sworn Cassian said that he would consider it when everything was over and done with, he would consider reaching out to her again or trying to find her or whatever. But I could be wrong. I don't remember.
Now I'm doubting myself.
Here, while you do that, I'll pull the episode back up and I'll look.
Yeah, but basically then my last note was just talking about Bix, how she seems at peace. She has a child. I wonder what the kid's name is.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Partagast killed himself. We heard Nemik's manifesto.
Yes. Oh my gosh. See, I actually teared up at that moment. Like whenever, I don't know what it was, but I started tearing up.
Let's see. Yeah, Vel said you should reconnect with Bix.
You should reconnect with Bix.
It's too late for that.
She might disagree.
Once this settles down, maybe. I'll think about it.
I just heard what I wanted to hear. She knows.
Yeah, she knew. She 100% knew.
Val, if he would, I know she wouldn't have told him, and it wasn't right because then none of this would happen. Because you know he would have gone straight on his ship, he would have gone to Minarao, and he would have just left. That would have been it.
That's the tragedy of Cassian, is that he could never know because the future needs him to not know.
I hate it here. I hate it. I hate it. I want him happy. Well, I mean, in a way, he kind of is happy. He's found a different way of happiness.
I mean, he's found purpose,
Yes.
which is something that he was searching for a long time, I think. And he, despite it all, has a community. I mean, he's not alone. He has K2, he has Melshi, he's got even Draven to an extent, and all the other people on the base. Clearly, Mon still holds some affection for him, and she defends him and understands him. And, you know, he's a captain, so he, you know, has people that look up to him and need him. And, you know, Cassian is respected here on Yavin. So it's not like he's drowning without Bix. It's just
There's that
what
puzzle
if.
piece that's missing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be thinking about this for like ever.
I don't know if I can survive Rogue One now.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask him, like, you still want to do that rewatch?
I don't know that I can make it now this time, guys.
At that scene, does this make you reconsider the whole Jyn Erso and Cassian?
Yes and no, in that I think the two can exist at the same time. The idea that, like,
yeah,
that here's my take on Cassian. I think there was a time in his story, in his narrative arc that we saw, where he would have settled down with Bix. He would have left the rebellion. However, I do not know if Cassian at the end of the show would have been that person. I think he loved Bix, but I think there is a part of him that could never let it go. Almost like Luthen in that respect, right? Fighting till the very end, like we saw Cassian. Jyn Erso is a character that understood that, but she had less to lose than Bix did. Bix could never go back to the rebellion because she has a child. And now, that's not to say that there aren't people in the rebellion that have children. If anyone is a fan of Star Wars Rebels, there's a character named Hera Syndulla who has a child with someone that she loses during this last year before Yavin, before the Battle of Yavin. So it is possible. However, Bix does not strike me as the type of character that would rejoin the fight, the effort. And then you have the dichotomy of a mother and a child who cannot join and a husband who cannot leave. And it becomes a broken situation of how do they reconcile in those things. Jyn Erso, in my opinion, had her and Cassian survived, Scarif would have made an incredible team, whether that's platonic or romantic, on Yavin or wherever their base was, I guess. They would have been a good team, and I think there is potential for it to be romantic. Cassian flirts with people throughout the show. Like, he is a womanizer. Like, Marva says something about it in season 1 where she's like another disgruntled husband or whatever. So it's not that Cassian's not capable of loving or caring about or being attracted to multiple people at once. I think Bix was his first love and maybe his greatest love, but I think there was a potential with Jyn Erso, which is part of what makes Jyn and Cassian so sad as a romantic pairing. I think, given what I've seen of Bix, I really, really like her. but there was something about Jin that felt more suited for Cassian in terms of like they thought more similarly. I still like Jin and Cassian as a ship. I still like Jin and Bix. There's something. I still like Bix and Cassian as a ship. I contain multitudes.
Like how they, you know, both exist, which is very true. I just can't believe it's over. This is where we started. Story circle is complete.
I guess I will very quickly run through the notes that I wrote down. Melshi and K2 kind of saved the day there on Coruscant. I just really liked Melshi being like, Cass, where are you? And meanwhile, he's in the fucking like the ringing in his ears. Melshi's like, hello, where are you? Melshi's just like, shoot first, ask questions literally at the same time. Love him. I like Melshi. I've always liked Melshi. I would watch more about Melshi any given day. K2 using the body as a shield was fucking awesome. Maybe one of my favorite shots in the whole show. It was just super cool. It looked like a horror movie. Like he's holding this dead guy by the neck in front of him and they are just shooting his corpse. That was grim for Star Wars. It looked amazing. It was really cool. One of my favorite scenes, definitely a standout for me. The conversation with Saw, Mon, Bale, and Draven was really interesting, like trying to reason with Saw's team, and Saw is just like, I said it in the reaction, but like Saw is such a frustrating character for me because he's so hyper paranoid, but I also have seen him throughout the Clone Wars, so I know why he is the way that he is. And also, he's been huffing poisonous gas, we found out, in this show. This made him a little crazy. So there's that.
Hello?
My fucking computer.
Your computer died?
That I literally put my phone down and my computer screen went completely black.
This is gonna be a beast of an episode.
Oh my god. And my camera's gonna die soon, so I gotta hurry the fuck up anyway. Fuck, what was I saying? I really liked the scene where Cassian stood up for Luthen amidst like the board that we saw on Yavin, all familiar faces from Rogue One. I thought that was great, especially since Cassian was someone who was very critical of Luthen. It was great to see him step up and tell them like a lot of talk coming from people who didn't sacrifice nearly as much as he did. I thought that was a great scene. Vel and Cassian toasting to everyone that they've lost. Nemik, Gorn, Terriman, Cinta. That was hard to listen to, but it makes me really happy because there's a part of me that would have believed that they just, not that they forgot everybody, but they never spoke about it again. It makes me happy to know that they did continue to speak about them. Hearing Nemik's manifesto was awesome. Partagaz listening to it and him saying, I'm sure you've heard this before, meaning that Cassian and Vel upheld their promise and they got Nemik's manifesto out. That touched me more than most things in Star Wars do. Just the idea of like this kid that Cassian knew for 3 days who influenced him so much as a person, and Cassian took his manifesto and was like, this is the one thing I can do for you, kid. Here.
That's all he wanted.
Partagaz killed himself because everything that happened was a total failure. Clea died, or not Clea died, I'm sorry. Clea escaped and Supervisor Hurt or Hirt, whatever his name is, I don't care, he's dead, died. And everything was a total failure. He knew he was next, or he was being arrested, and they allowed him a choice. They allowed him an ending of his choosing, which he did. Cassian dreamed of his sister, which I thought was interesting. That even then, he's still thinking about her a little bit, and still thinking about saying goodbye to her. That he never saw her again. I found that very interesting. Bail Organa saying "May the Force be with you" almost knocked my socks off. Holy crap, I wasn't expecting to hear that. There's another wonderful reaction channel that I've been following for several years called Blind Wave, and they do a Star Wars series now called Wave Squadron. And I believe it was them at one point. I think it was them. It might have been a different reaction channel, but someone at some point said in a different Star Wars project, someone said, "May the Force be with you." I think it was in The Mandalorian, maybe. And they, whoever I'm thinking of, I think it's Blind Wave, it might not have been Blind Wave, said that in Star Wars a lot, you get a lot of the Force, whether it's Jedi or Force users or whatever. So when you hear someone in a non-Jedi sense say, "May the Force be with you," and they say it with gravity and they say it with the right tone, it can be so powerful because of what those words mean in the context of the show. And I couldn't help but think of that comment when Bale said it of, Bale's not a Force user. He doesn't really know a lot of Jedi, but he was around. Well, he used to know a lot of Jedi. So hearing him say, "May the Force be with you," his last words, his last canon words in Star Wars, because he gets blown the fuck up in a few days.
Yep.
His last
Alderaan.
canon words in Star Wars being "May the Force be with you" it was incredible. It brought chills. The cutaway to Perrin and Skulden's wife was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Was not expecting that, that's for sure.
No, neither was I. Dedra on Narkina 5. Holy crap, that floored me too. I mean, this was like the last 5 minutes of the show was just hit after hit after hit after hit. Cassian and K2 on their way to Kafrene to meet with Tivik, which is where we begin in Rogue One. Bix and Cassian's son on Mina Rao. Yeah, we talked about that a lot already, so I will not beat the horse till it's dead. But yeah, those were the notes that I took. Now that the show is over, Meg, for one last time, what did you think?
It's a phenomenal show. Everyone who worked on this production did such a great job and clearly gave it their all. Amazing job. Clearly you evoked a lot of emotions. And I wish I could show those things a bit more when it comes to film and TV, but
maybe we'll find something someday that does.
Kill me now. I mean, that would actually be pretty interesting. I would actually be interested to try to get that out at me.
Has there ever been anything that's made you cry, like a film or a movie or a TV show or anything?
When Peter was disappearing during Infinity War.
As soon as you said and I was like, Spider-Man, fucking Mr. Stark.
I don't feel so
good.
That's the first time I actually cried during a movie that I remember. But yeah, amazing job. Phenomenal show. I would recommend it to anybody and everybody, even if they're not a huge person in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. If you like good TV, this is a great show to watch.
This is a great show. Great show, and I would watch it again.
I won't. I'll watch the first 23 episodes again.
Just not the 24th. That one can stay.
There are two things in my life now that I have sworn never to watch again. Endgame and the finale of Andor. Never again.
I don't think I have seen Endgame since I saw it in theaters. I don't think I have.
I've seen it twice in my life, and it's because someone forced me to do a full Marvel rewatch. And when Endgame finished, I had to sit outside on my porch because I was so upset.
That's fair. I cannot wait for our Rogue One rewatch. You're like, I can't wait.
Let me get through Arcane and Legend of Vox Machina first. Oh my god, Vox Machina! Vox Machina is gonna kill me because of how Vox Machina ends.
Yeah.
I gotta stop watching sad shit.
You won't.
No, I love drama.
But do you have anything else before we wrap up our Andor series for the last time?
I don't think so. I think I've said my piece, and I think they're probably tired of listening to me snot and sob all over this microphone.
I just want to say thanks really quick. Thanks to all of you for watching. It means a lot. Thank you, Allie, for your soapboxes. Thank you, Allie, for doing this with me.
Meg and I are kind of just a peek behind the curtain here. This is kind of like an experiment for us. We're kind of trying to see how this goes. We plan to do this for at least a year, this type of reaction style content. We are having a blast so far, loving it, even though it's really hard work. Meg and I have said this a few times if you've never seen us before, and if you've made it this far in the video and you care, Meg and I do both work full-time jobs, so we are working throughout the week, and it is currently 2:30 in the morning for me. I am on the East Coast and Meg is on the West Coast, so it makes it very hard for us to record together, but we are doing everything that we can to make this as best as it can be for everyone else involved. because we are finishing Andor and because there will be no more Andor, these videos will live here for now as we switch gears. We mentioned Legend of Vox Machina a few seconds ago, but we will also be watching Arcane. Those are the two shows that we were planning on doing. As of tonight, as of right now, Meg and I are currently planning on doing Vox Machina on Mondays and doing Arcane on Fridays. So if you are interested in either of those shows, you can check those particular days of the week for uploads.
And we also do release at 12 p.m. Pacific time.
So that'll be our upload schedule coming up soon. Maybe we'll make, you know what? Here's what we'll do. We'll make a post about it on our community page so you guys can check that out. Yeah, that's a nice long rambling wind down just because this is the end of the series and some people might stop off here and some people might carry on with us. More than welcome to join us on the next couple rides. You guys can reach out to us on social media. We do have social medias available. They are always linked in the description, and they are also linked on our channel as well. So you guys can find us there if you're interested in checking us out. But with that, I think Meg and I will sign off here for Andor.
Last time.
So thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. You guys can check us out in our Legend of Vox Machina and Arcane reactions. We will see you in the next series. Bye.